Alright, welcome back. It's been a couple days since the last recording. Still Easter weekend, it's currently Monday, so I've been very productive this weekend when it comes to these recordings, but it's probably going to slow down a little bit after this week. I have done a little bit of work in between recordings, namely, so if we go over here, this guitar solo. Oh, before I begin, I suppose I better turn on the controller since we're listening on the Adams. This guitar solo here, I've just worked a little bit on making sure everything sits well in the mix. There's a dynamic EQ that I've added to, if I can find it. To this, because it was a bit too bright. I've also changed the EQ for the guitar as well. Yeah, really brightening this up. Probably way more than I should be, but who cares about that? Anyway, I've also added this little tune, which I should bring up, I'm realizing now, up to the level of visibility. There we go. This little sort of tune alongside the main melody line. Just adds a little bit of life to the melody. It's a little bit stale without it. I don't plan on adding too many of these kinds of changes while I'm doing my mixing, but maybe between sessions or perhaps within sessions as well. It depends on how inspired I'm feeling. But yeah, so this section I'd say is pretty much done now. I might work on this though. I just want to change the way this is balanced. That needs a little bit less reverb, so if we can find it. M1 Synthwind. The GoPro audio as well came out really nice last time, so I'm not going to bother recording with OBS. I didn't use it in the video anyway. So let's just increase the dry and wet. No, I don't think that was what I needed. I think what it needs is, this needs to be brought up a little bit. And if there's any air we can pull up with this. No, I don't think that's going to work. We might be able to use a dynamic EQ. I might just pull the reverb for this down just a little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. That's a little better. Cool. So now we need to move on to this next section here, which we've kind of started, but not really finished. Once it finishes saving, this project takes forever to save. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it glitches out like that. Whew. We've managed to make it about as far as the end of this section here. And then this bit I haven't worked on yet. So we got a couple of instruments just sort of sitting there. I think that piano as well must have some automation attached to it. So I'm gonna find it. Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that later. But yeah, so we've managed to mix all this other stuff up. Now I am a little bit uneasy, so this bit's fine. Though there is something I want to change here while I've got this up. Because it is a little bit. I think what we need is neutron-free equalizer, and then we'll... because this bit's a little bit loud. That frequency there is a bit loud. this here, just the last few little things that while I think of them, but I'm gonna have to finish up soon because I'm running out of energy. Just want to give some brightness to this. If we can. I think I'm going to do with these drums as well. I might just keep this high end in check as well. Because it's missing the high end in this bit here, we might just... we gotta find a way to get it. Other than that, I'm relatively happy with this. This sits really well. And then this section here I'm a little bit unsure of. It's a little all over the place, really. And then onto this bit, yeah. It sounds kind of cool like this, to be honest. Just with a whole bunch of stuff missing. Anyway, so that's that. There's some things to figure out. I've got to sort of sort out this section here. It's a little bit cloudy, a little bit muddled. You can't really hear a lot of the stuff. Maybe it's an arrangement issue, I'm not sure. This bit here, CHS, is actually sounding a lot better than I thought. So, yeah. But yeah, that's probably going to be about it for today. I might come back to it this afternoon, but I don't know, right now I'm pooped. And it's time for lunch anyway. So, yeah, I'll catch you in the next session. Welcome back. It's the same day. It's just the afternoon. I've had some lunch. And, well, in fact, it's barely, it's a bit over an hour later. It's not actually that, hasn't been that long at all. But yeah, so I've just now, in the past like 10 minutes or so, fixed up a couple of problems. One of the problems was that as soon as we got to QRK here, quirk, as I call it, which is this bit. As soon as we got there, the level of the entire song just jumped, which is why I was having trouble with the maximizer pushing things down too much. And then the rest of the song was just really loud in comparison. This is still very loud. But I think we'll sort that one out later because there's more going on with that one. Next up, we're going to go head into the next section, NES, and we're going to start pulling things in here. So this is what we're starting with. Now I want to know what the automation for this is, because this has popped up, because it's connected to an automation clip. Contact 7-3. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this link. Contact 7. Alright, and then we're going to put it into a balance. We'll put the balance towards the bottom of the chain. Contact 7, there we go. And now we got the fun task, because we're in the part of the song which is not organized with the mixer, so there's going to be a lot of stuff just in here that we're going to need to find. One of which will be the bass here. We've got two instruments playing the bass. One is a M1, that's track 55. That actually, this section sounds really cool without anything else in it. Especially with that timp there. Don't mind old mate. Alright, what else we got? So the timp's already in there. Bongos, we'll need to bring these in. Welcome back. So it's been a bit over an hour. Around about an hour, and yeah, so I ended up finishing the entire thing. I reckon there's going to be some stuff that I'm gonna have to get, gonna have to sort out over time. But so far, all of the parts are sounding relatively alright. The weakest parts so far, still this one. But then the weakest one here is the NES version. And I think it's maybe the transition. It doesn't sound too bad now, but I think compared to some of the other sections, this bit here as well. Yeah, there's some stuff to do there. And the ending sounds good as far as I can tell. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be a case of making a render. And then, yeah, just listening to it over time and having some ideas on what to do next. I reckon there's probably a fair bit of life that I could add to this song, like in the beginning here with those like lively flutes and whatnot. And in the rest of the song, I reckon there's more stuff like that I can do. But you know, this is all for now. I haven't listened to it on headphones, so I have no idea how it sounds on headphones, but I'm hoping it's fine. Anyway, that'll be all for now. Not sure if I'll make another one of these. Most definitely I'm going to make another one of working on some music, but I'm not sure about this particular one. This one might be pretty much done for now. Anyway, until the next time.